Namaste, Pranam, Gita Dhyanam. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavata Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Gratitam Purana Munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ritavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashadhyayinim Ambatva Manusandadhami Bhagavad Gite Bhavadveshinim. Oh, O Bhagavad Gita, with which Lord Narayana himself gave enlightenment to Arjuna, which was included in the Mahabharata by the ancient sage Vyasa. O Goddess, contained in the 18 chapters, the showerer of the nectar-like knowledge of non-dualism. O beloved Mother, the destroyer of rebirth, I meditate upon thee. And now, Krishna Vandana. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansachanuramardanam Devakim Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. O son of Vasudeva, the slayer of Kansa and Chanur, extreme delight for Mother Devaki, O Krishna, the supreme teacher of the universe, my salutations to you. And now we take up what Sri Krishna is going to tell Arjuna. In the previous shloka of the 10th shloka of Sankhya Yoga, we have seen that Sanjay is telling Dhritarashtra that Krishna, with Rishikesha, with that beautiful smile on his lips, prahasanniva, prahasanniva, with that beautiful smile, he spoke to Arjuna, who is standing between the two armies, senayor ubhayor madhye, in between two armies, who is rather slumped into the chariot, Vishidantam, despondent Arjuna, despondent, dejected, frustrated, and he has given up. So to that Arjuna, now Krishna, with that beautiful smile on his face, with that beautiful bewitching smile on his lips, it is not he's talking, getting upset on Arjuna, no. Krishna has seen the condition in which his beloved friend, beloved disciple, beloved child he has got into. And now very affectionately, very lovingly, with that beautiful smile on his lips, now he is talking to Arjuna. Sri Bhagavan uvācha. aśhochyān-anvaśhochas-tvaṁ prajñā-vādānśh bhāṣhase gatāsūn-agatāsūnśh-cha nānuśhochanti paṇḍitāḥ. Now, these are the first word of wisdom that Sri Krishna is imparting to Arjuna. Arjuna is all gone now. Aśhochyān. Aśhochyān is those who should not be grieved for. You should not mourn for those people. But anvaśhochah-tvaṁ. Tvam is you. You are anvaśhochah. You are grieving. You are grieving, you are lamenting for the death or the futuristic death of those who should not be mourned for. Prajñā-vādānśh bhāṣhase. Bhāṣhase is you are speaking. Prajñā-vādānśh. Prajñā is intelligence. Vādānśh and words. And you are speaking those words of wisdom which Arjuna has rattled off in the first adhyaya of Arjuna Vishada Yoga. I will not fight. If I kill them, there will be kulakshaya, destruction of family, and all that nonsense that Arjuna had spoken of in the first chapter. And Sri Krishna now is telling him, as if you are uttering the words of wisdom. prajñā-vādānśh bhāṣhase. Gatāsūn. Gatāsūn is those who have departed, those who have passed away, those who are dead. Gatāsūn-cha. And those who have not passed away, those who have not departed, those who are still living. nānuśhochanti paṇḍitāḥ. Paṇḍitāḥ is the real wise man, the learned man, the knowers. Anuśhochanti. They do not grieve for. So Krishna is telling Arjuna now, you grieve for those who should not be grieved. Yet you speak words of wisdom. There is a little bit of sarcasm in Sri Krishna's talking to Arjuna on this particular point. Otherwise, he is most affectionately talking now to Arjuna that don't do anything wrong, because now Arjuna has surrendered himself, and finally Arjuna has said, I don't know, now you tell me. And now Sri Krishna is telling him that you should not be grieving for those for whom you are grieving. And yet you are speaking words of wisdom. No, that is not right. The real pandits, the real knowers, they will not grieve for the dead as well as the living ones. That is the sign of real knowledge. And Swami Chidbhavananda now is commenting on this shloka, and he says, Arjuna's utterances contained in the verses 35 to 44 of the first chapter are commented upon here. Arjuna has told Sri Krishna that now I will not fight, I will not kill. Even if they want to kill me, that is not an issue. But I am not going to kill them. Svajanam hi katham hatva sukhinah syam madhava. All these are the lines that Arjuna had told him. How can we remain happy? How can we enjoy the bliss? How can we enjoy the life killing our own people? Svajana. Now he has started considering Kauravas, the evil cousins, as his own kith and kin, Svajana. So Krishna says, Krishna is now referring to that utterance of Arjuna, that killing them and then getting perturbed over the thought of killing them in the war. So he says, the really learned people, first of all, you should not grieve for those who should not be grieved for. They are not of that stature that you should grieve even if they are killed by you. They have done so much wrong to you. They are evildoers, and as proper kshatriya, it is your duty to wipe out the evil from the face of the earth. So he says, you are unnecessarily grieving for those who should not be grieved for. And then in the second line, Sri Krishna says, although, you are talking the words of wisdom, but a real knower will never grieve for the living as well as dead. So, the way of the world is to classify a man of learning as Pandit, but the Lord does not do so. He holds that one who truly knows the plan and purpose of the universe only can be termed as Pandita, not by reading books and theoretical knowledge. No one can become Pandita. Like Arjuna was quoting theoretical knowledge. After killing my own people, after killing the entire main folk of the Kuru clan, there will be Kulakshay, and then all that nonsense he went on talking. So such a one, a real Pandit, a real knower, such a one grieves not over the death of his kin any more than one grieves over the sunset. Like, fine, he knows. Today this fellow is gone, tomorrow there will be another birth for him. Keeping the mind constant in all eventualities is the way of the wise, the real learned. While speaking like an enlightened one, Arjuna sorrows like an ignorant one. And therefore, Krishna is reminding him that you may be uttering the words of wisdom, but you are talking them like a fool. And therefore, uh, Krishna is telling him that you bring out your words and your deed, you unify them, make a yoga out of it. You unify your words and your actions, and then you can be termed as a Pandita. Start thinking like a real Pandit. A real Pandit will not mourn for the living as well as for the dead. And therefore, Yogeshwar, the Lord of Yoga, is pointing out to Arjuna that Arjuna is lacking in this first step of yoga. What is that first step of yoga? He who harmonizes his thought, word, and deed. And Sri Krishna has brought it to the notice of Arjuna. Although you are talking words of wisdom, you are not showing your real wisdom. You are talking under the spell of delusion. You have spoken all those words in the first chapter under the spell of delusion. They are not words of a person of knowledge. So, he has to bring in his thought, word, and action in unity. Then Arjuna would not have thought of all these things had he been in the proper state of yoga. He thinks one way, speaks in another way, and acts in yet another way. So that is what has happened in the first adhyay, to which Sri Krishna is now responding to. He is first of all he is trying to bring up that bring Arjuna out of that state of despondency. Then will come the great knowledge. Then will come the great knowledge of the teachings of Sankhya, teachings of karma, teachings of bhakti, teachings of jnana. So this is Sri Krishna's first utterance to Arjuna to wake him up. He's shaking him up actually now out of his delusion. And on this particular shloka, the Sri Ramakrishna's quotation that Swami Chidbhavananda ji has incorporated here is, speak out that only which is in your mind. Do not create conflict between word and deed. Nothing good comes from the disharmony of the thought, word, and deed in oneself. Like Sri Krishna has indicated to Arjuna that you are getting away from the concept of being one with thought, word, and deed. Although you are speaking words of wisdom, they are not. What you have told me in the first adhyay, spoken of, I will not fight, why I will not fight, we will bring so much anarchy in the world by killing all these people and all that. These are not the words of wisdom, and you are supposed to be a man of wisdom. So first of all, bring your words and actions in unison. Unify your words, deeds, actions, and thoughts. Then you get into the state of yoga, and then you can, whatever you say will come true. Why you are worried about that? And that's what Sri Ramakrishna has also indicated, that nothing good comes from the disharmony. One who is not one with his words, thoughts, words, and action. It gets into disharmony. And this is what exactly Arjuna is presently in that state. So that was a good, a wake-up call that Sri Krishna is giving to Arjuna. Better you get up from this, and Sri Krishna is still going to tell further on this particular aspect, and he is going to shake up Arjuna very badly, that to get him out of that despondency and delusion and dejection. So that was the 11th shloka of Sankhya Yoga. Now, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sri Krishna Arpanamastu. Jai Sri Ram Krishna. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.